have, and we don't have to wait long to get into it. It's Complexity taking on NaVi. The map pick of Cole, it's Nuke. It's a bit of a classic in their eyes. And to start this one off, you're going to note that a lot of players moving over here towards the ramp room. Now, they do leave two back in lobby, and so while they make noise at ramp, they're just trying to bait rotations down to that B site. And now that they've heard the vent break, that's where they accelerate into A. Simple gets a stab in, but only good for one. Boomich inside of the site, dropping the bomb and leaving it all onto Blame, who now finds himself locked in this 1v4. Looking to isolate some of these fights, but they are moving in to peak together, and Boomich is there to lock in that round for NaVi. Oh, we got Mac, dude!
Mac is back.
I love having him here, man. I love having Mac here.
Bit of an expert on the fan cams, you know, he knows the moves to make.
He's fighting you, Harry.
I would not let Mac fight me, because he would wreck me, but I would
have the opportunity to say, like, Mac, you're not allowed to fight me? Those sound like some fighting words.
To be fair, like, if Mac wanted to fight me, which I hope he does,
wouldn't get much choice in the
could, right? But like,
what a good friend, Harry.
Dude, I love Mac. He's a great guy.
But keep this in mind, okay? Config didn't buy armor or didn't buy anything on the pistol round. Now, it may be multiple reasons, right? He was the first out hut. You know you're probably going to get mowed down. Complexity showed the bomb ramp and ran back towards the A site. NaVi didn't fall for it. Simple with a CZ using an entire mag on Config and then pulling out the knife. No time for the reload. But even though they don't get the bomb plant, Config not buying allows him to drop an AK to Blame in the second round. So it's a full force for Cole. No plant, but a big old gun. And Blame making it work. Simple caught outside as the smokes appear. Blame peaked before they popped. And that's something that I don't think NaVi would be expecting, right? If the bomb plant went down, then you'd be, you know, looking forward to potential AKs. But now, Cole throwing a bit of a spanner in the works, going back towards ramp. Electronic has confirmed that nothing is outside, but Cole could have snuck towards B. Now, we don't know that for sure. Luckily, Flamey's still holding strong on the ramp, and he's going to have to do so as Cole come his way.
There's Perfecto drawing the attention in. But that little double ramp setup, not really as clean as you were hoping for if you're NaVi. You really needed to put this all even in Config.
What?
I don't know how Boomich was aware of that one. Config knew he was coming. He had everything going his way, but wasn't able to find the kill. So now we do have that 3-on-3, courtesy of Boomich. Bomb now down for Complexity. This hero AK on Blame. Set up just to try and play the post plant while the rest of Cole, they push decon, they get away with that kill. And so suddenly a 2-on-3 retake without a kit. This leaves you in a really, really rough spot as they both try and come in through window. Electronic, the first man in. Perfecto, dead man walking. As now it all falls onto Electronic, and while he is in with the first, there shouldn't be any more to follow. Cole don't have to give this fight up. And so this is going to be them stealing that second round away.
Oh, man.
Yeah, great plays from Cole, right? Like, and NaVi knew what was going on the entire time. From the kill outside, that obviously is a bit of a shame, Simple getting caught with nades, and then Cole go back towards ramp, and NaVi, they're double set up there, but Perfecto from CT is watching lower because of the smokes, and he's looking down the ramp, caught out by the fact that 4 filtered through the radio room. And Cole just overrun that B bomb site. Good post plants, Nato with the Deeg finding a couple. And Cole instantly bite back, putting NaVi on pistols.
Yeah, Mac just messaged me. He said, watch your line, watch your step, little Russell.
Well, luckily enough, I am protected by this thing called the ocean. And so that should get between us for now. But the day that it doesn't is a scary day indeed.
It's true. Speaking of which, outside we go with Complexity. And on to pistols we go for NaVi. I'm gonna throw a set of cross smokes here, even one in the big garage. So they're gonna have a little bit of a veil. Boomich, he's gonna get Molotoved off a secret, so he can't really get the information of how many are out there, who's out there. Electronic just, you know, he just gets deleted through a smoke. Standard stuff. And how Complexity's doing this is somewhat creepy. It's just slow crawl outside almost. Just expanding like an amoeba. No? All right.
Man, I'll tolerate the amoeba memes.
Amoebs?
Amoebs. Yeah, man. Yeah, if that's what you want to call them. Simple, he's down here in hell, and he's not even going to get to see anyone as it stands right now, because heaven is taken. He does at least hear the flash, and so that lets someone like Perfecto know he's made the right call. Simple is anticipating stiff resistance as he goes up into heaven, and Rush will catch the timing to deal with him. So yeah, the odds of finding much in this round are kind of out the window for NaVi. They do actually deal with Config. Still a man down, though, and that's the thing, right? While Config gets a bit overzealous trying to push back into the lobby and take that control away, no one else from Complexity is to make that same decision. And so they can just hide out in the site. NaVi are just playing for these exit kills, right? To try and make this worth it in some way. You know, chip away at Complexity's money. Get out of the round with an AK. Boomich. And now they know where he is. They're all looking his way. You don't envy him. Not able to find that conversion. They do what NaVi couldn't do.
A necessity in today's games. Yeah, see, you know, if you're electronic, you just kind of like take your hand off the keyboard and mouse right there. You kind of just breathe a couple times. Not a whole lot you can do about that.
Yeah, that's back-to-back rounds where Cole find the outside pick, right? Simple dead in the garage, Electronic gone through the smoke, so Cole already setting a bit of a precedent in the yard. Flamey keeping the FAMAS. Could have thrown it to Perfecto, who had armor, and taken the pistol, but instead holding the ramp room with it. Single bullet will render him almost useless as that aim punch is apparent. Simple pushing the hut very close, but you can see the default for Cole. They're holding strong and not giving away anything here. NATO's got this on lock for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, why use the FAMAS when you can use the CZ, Hugo?
It's more about, like, you know, just having your best odds, your best chance, right? You want the pistol on the armorless player, you want the rifle on the armored player, but it's not the end of the world. Flamey, armor or not, 5 players are coming his way. It's not going to be a fun ride, and he does take down one with it. That's already a good start, but overwhelmed by the second, and Cole have a way to be.
Yeah, sure-fired path. Even Fig's going to drop a smoke towards Decon. They're going to start to pie off some of these angles. Flash into the control room. Now, Boomich is here. He's playing real close. Almost so close that it was too close. In fact, he's going to falter there to Rush. There's 3 players remaining here for the NaVi side, trying to get back into the site. Bomb being planted. And Rush is firmly in control of the double doors. Playing with a little bit of a lurk here towards the squeak. And Simple's going to be in the lobby with him. Electronic creeping up. Simple not far away. So maybe they can take this gun out. Nope. That AK is going to stay in Blame's hands. And so will the lead in Complexity's way.
Simple being shut down early, only a kill on the pistol round and nothing since. It's exactly what Cole want to do, right? Get this guy out of action, at least to start the map. But NaVi have yet to field a proper rifle round, right? They had their bonus or their second buy that got denied. So let's see what they can do here. Coming through with the big guns. Flamey, no armor now. Not sure how that happened. He really just ain't interested in this armor, is he?
Flamey's like, armor? Nah, that's for people who get shot at. Me, I'm in the business of shooting them and not even giving them the time to shoot back. And let's see if that comes into fruition here. Perfecto doubling up, and with it, the bomb is like fallen perfectly into his crosshair. Simple AUG user as he puts up a double with it. We have seen the AUG really gain a lot of popularity. I've got to say, I'm a huge fan of that. I think it's brilliant. I even think without scoping, it's brilliant.
It just sounds like a massive blade slinging around. Not quite like, you know, like slapping water in the bathtub or whatever craziness that was all about. But
they nerfed the scope view, right, with the AUG, didn't they, recently anyway? So it makes more sense to not use it scope. I mean, that doesn't really stop anyone.
So then it makes more sense to use it unscoped.
Oh, it's situational, isn't it? Depends on the range, depends on the fight. But yeah, you see a lot of scoped usage, regardless of that. It's not dead like the Krieg. Oh, Electronic, he has no idea. He can guess, but yeah, now he knows. Dead in the water. Double flash coming through as Cole jump off main to CT. They've got these deep smokes. Boomich just taking his position. Sees the shadow, Simple from spawn, finding Config going above. Blame does respond in lower, but now he's trapped here by the lockers and Simple is hunting him down. He doesn't want to wait, and he will not. 2 kills for Simple. Boomich coming outside. Simple's got the cover, and this guy has come alive in the last couple of rounds. only rush, and NATO that one. Simple's on for the ace.
How has he just done this, man? That's why Simple's so deadly, right? If you ever want to look at a round as to why Simple's dangerous, that is like a great round to do it. Because he was so proactive there. Like you could see, I think it was like Config up close in towards Hell. Wasn't even anticipating that he would just get hunted down while he's like that isolated fight, right? He was thinking they were going to keep holding CT, that they were just going to have him trapped there. But no, Simple hunts down every one of the kills, doesn't get the ace. We're in now to a 1v3 attempt from NATO. He's dealt with the first. Boomich and Perfecto left to find. And as it stands right now, they're broken up into just 2 1v1s for NATO. Door swings for Boomich, and NATO's going to find him now. A 1v1. Perfecto left in it, having to rotate in from that A bomb site. The bomb now down, so it's Perfecto on the clock. Swings the double door, and NATO gets caught trying to maneuver up onto the rafters. So Perfecto does finish what Simple so graciously started, but just about, like just barely.
And that was almost a complexity round, straight up.
But look, right, this is the bit I'm on about, right? We're down here. It's Blame rather, not Config. But Simple just hounds down that 1v1 while it's available. Like, I think a lot of players there would have just made the decision, because you don't really know what's going on outside, and you know where that guy is, and you've got him trapped, that you might just sit CT and deny the heaven rotate, deny the hell rotate, and then that guy just has nothing left to do but to kind of give up that position. But not Simple. He's like, yeah, I'll get him, and then I'll get some more. Hell, why not 4?
Mollying on the roof of main as well to stop that slide. They're still going to run him down, though. Electronics ready this time. 2 kills, no flashes for Cole is the difference maker. Boy, does it make a difference. 5-on-3 for NaVi immediately.
Yeah, rush and config straight to their death. Electronic, right place, right time. For the rest of NaVi, it's not so much a vacation of a round, but they can definitely feel a little bit more at ease. The brunt of this hit's going to be going towards ramp right now, remaining for complexity at least.
Flamey doesn't need to give anything up there. He drops B safe. Perfecto not even peeking from hell. It's Simple losing his life inside of the A site. NATO? Words are hard.
NATO! Here he is.
He's killed him back-to-back rounds, so maybe we have a challenge for Simple after all. 4-on-3. Cole, they've got a player down B. Blame in secret. The Flamey, who he has rotated earlier on in the round. He was very ready. Now out to the A site. NATO again entryed up. They're not going to drop vent, though. One player behind the site. They've got to try and overwhelm him. Perfecto. Wow, what a showing from NATO. He's on 3 right now. The molly could be huge.
It's not Nacho A site anymore as NATO's in with 3 and now looking into heaven as well. This is such a good round from him. Can he get any more done? Him and Poison. Poison is very, very low, so NATO might have to be the hero here. And he hunts down the man in main, but Electronics so damn quick. It's back-to-back 4Ks from him and Simple. And they decide to give this round. No, I'm just kidding. At least I hope I am.
Scavenging.
There we go.
Finding kits, finding nades.
Flamey grab the kit, that's what you want to see. And so NaVi up to 4.
Yeah, individuals are looking very good right now on both sides of things. Config has been a little quiet, but we'll give him time to warm into things right now as, you know, Electronic and Simple showing up, NATO doing heavy lifting, and another retake for NaVi, this time on the A site, taking the lead right back.
I miss our Boomich interviews, man. I want to get him back on. Keep seeing him in these cameras, and it makes me miss him even more.
Speaking of those cameras, that's esl.gg/fancam. Head on over, ladies and gentlemen. The water's warm. Our resident moderator, Ollie, will remove you should you do something ridiculous.
One of the smokes missed, so Cole threw it on the fly instead. Spam is really good for Electronic. No kills, but good damage. And double B drop, triple B drop. NaVi are convinced, and they have every right to be as Cole filtered through secret. Still holding for back flank. Wasn't looking for Electronic. Tagged up even further. No smoke this time, no need. And now as the smoke fades on B, this crossfire for NaVi has to hold strong. What? He hits that.
Boomich trying to have this crossfire, just absolutely annihilate Cole, and it's not going to. They close the distance with these Deagles. They're able to deal with him. Simple. Now, like, all right, NaVi, come give me a hand, please. But actually, it might not be needed. And so Flamey at ramp, not going to have a chance to shine. It's going to fall to Electronic instead. And him already being at red might means that they are in for a bit of trouble here. Electronic, round secured, as it all falls onto Config, who's had a very, very quiet start to this map. Currently 0-6, about to go 0-7. If he's not able to deal with Simple, and indeed he's not. Simple ain't falling for no fake flash. And in fact, all you did was throw him at Eagle to also retrieve.
Yeah, actually, he wouldn't have been able to grab that otherwise, right? Because if you die with your primary in your hand, your pistol doesn't drop.
That's Hugo, a.k.a. the tooltip bar in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, hey, do you need help?
Do you need help? Hold E to plant the bomb. Wow.
Always in the way.
I miss that little guy.
Press F to inspect your weapon.
Yeah, man.
Hugo, the walking Bixby. Tell us more, Mr. Byron.
Yes, indeed. Orbs out on Poison. Trying to fight back against Simple. No easy task. Simple's playing Hellside, rotating ramp to yard. Mostly given up by NaVi. They know these smokes have come down. When Cole have wanted secret, NaVi have to give them secret. They have to give them that respect. The deep smokes again for Cole. But Util being lined up above the A site as well. So we'll see where this one ends up. Rush has a molly smoke. Rest of Cole heading outside. Windows broken. Looking for a gap, and again he does the damage through the smoke. Following up to Config again. Dead in the water. 5-on-4 for NaVi. Poison looking to try and trade, gets tagged off the top of red, dropping lower. Boomich killing Blame in secret. Poison, no smoke to cross behind, and Electronic is looking so damn good. This is why he was our player to watch. Him and Simple are showing up in a big way right now, and it's left it all on Rush.
Yeah, and a 1v5. Not going to be the easiest round of his career, that's for sure. Might just be the shortest, though, as he gets put in the grave as NaVi claim a 6th. And yeah, this is worrisome. Electronic having a very, very good nuke game right now. And that's very, very reassuring, because I think there was a time period, right, like in this year where NaVi, their nuke game felt like it kind of all just hinged on Simple. And when you think about the fact, and that was like specifically once we went online, right? You think about how this NaVi nuke usually is, and it's like Simple popping off, sure, but Electronic is normally the master of this outside CT area, you know, playing it in main, looking so damn good in this position, and he like plays in tandem with a guy like Simple. And so when that wasn't present, NaVi's nuke started to look pretty vulnerable in my eyes, because it did all feel like it hinged on Simple's individual performance. And so the fact that this terrifying duo of Electronic and Simple is looking this good right now, that gets me scared for Cole.
It didn't seem so landslide-ish, but now that 6-3 is on the board, it kind of feels a little bit different, looks a little bit different. These outside smokes look a lot the same. That's because Complexity's been throwing them quite a lot. This time, they're not around to go through it. Instead, it's going to be ramp, a popular terrorist destination.
Yeah, NaVi aren't falling for this, right? Electronic drop vent, so he's cleared secret, he's cleared outside. They know this has to be a ramp hit or an A-side play. Flamey with the spot, dropping off Simple. They've already crossed, but he's got a shot and trying to follow up with a deagle. The spam is so good, the knife is out. Simple, he wants blood, but Nato will fire him back through the smoke. Nato, is he the Simple counter right now? He's killed him like every round of this game.
He's like the kryptonite to Simple. You know, Simple had many weaknesses. And who knew it was NATO Suffix? Who honestly knew that? Poison.
Luck clearing that.
Yeah, well, almost does, doesn't he? But Perfecto, not only locking in the round, retrieving the AWP, putting NaVi onto 7, and still Config yet to put up a kill. It's a little bit worrisome. You know, like, because you can so often rely on old mate Config to come into a series like this and kind of do the dirty on a team like NaVi, but it's also worrying because, you know, he's often like the third man in that like terrifying triangle of firepower on Complexity. And so when you've got the duo of nightmares on the other team popping off, you need your your 3-stack of firepower to be there. Right now, it's just not.
As Blame said in the interview, though, a lot of star players in this team, a lot of firepower in Cole, even with Obo gone, right? Poison's had some great games recently, showed up on Mirage yesterday. That is the 3rd map of the series. Flamey close ramp. Cole trying to burst it again. They have been battered and bruised coming through this position every time. Orb following Config, who is leading the charge. NATO might die first. He's jiggling, great stuff. Gets the shot out of Flamey and dodges the bullets. NATO taking control of the ramp room. Cole can hit B again. Simple can't stop them with that deep Molotov, so Boomage, it's up to him to rotate down.
Yeah, he's going to be hard-pressed to find much here, especially as he just runs on in. He gets up in the face. All right. Poison, that's a lot of little images there by the kill feed. Poison texting in emojis down on this B site, and here he is with the AWP. He's gonna have to give us a sunglasses emoji here, as he's trying to look so damn cool in this 2v2. He loses Blame, so Poison, what can you do? What can you bring to the table? Knows where Simple is, but look at how Simple's playing this. This ain't how normal players would go about this situation. Electronic wrapping around as well. Poison looking for him. Flashed into the sight, but a missed shot. So and Electronic there to lock it in. A nice try, but sadly, nice tries aren't enough.
So close, so damn close. Poison, he could have even just walked across the rail, right, the catwalk, and been above Simple and come at him from the other side. There was a world, but was scared of the Nikon door wide open, scared of getting repeaked from Electronic, who did wrap round. What's he even wallbanging him through?
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out either.
Teammate? I don't
It
even
looked
know.
like it. It looked like Config died long before he shot.
How is that? Through a gun? I don't even know. You tell us.
Right, yeah. We're going to get our best detectives on the case, and that's you, folks, watching at home. You need to debunk this one, because quite frankly, this investigation's going nowhere, and it's close to going cold. So we need you guys to heat it up as that tech pause draws to a close.
Hashtag ESL Pro League.
Use the hashtag ESL Pro League.
That's how they know it.
Oh, ESL. That's ESL Pro League.
Oh, I figured it out. Wow. It's not just a molly on the main roof to stop, stop the cross. It's to stop the smoke that bounces next to main. That's why it's been missing for Cole. Electronic is countering it with his utility. That's a really smart move. As, again, more info outside for NaVi. They know it's a ramp play. It's painfully obvious right now. Simple running in with a CZ75. He's found one, dropping B and getting away with his life. And the AWP not giving guns to Rush. We'll have to deal with Electronic on the hunt. Can't do it. Yeah, that's actually a really great play, right? We see Electronic get very interesting with his outside utility, often smoking close towards red, disrupting Molotovs that teams throw. And it's knowing the tendencies of your opponent, knowing what they like to do. Do they like to molly the smokes on the CT side? Do they like, what util do they throw in the yard? NaVi have done their homework. Electronic constantly putting a stop to that outside smoke that we've been seeing Complexity rethrow that bounces off of main roof. Let's keep our eyes on that. Cole, have they figured it out?
Oh man, the timing.
Trapped.
Just missed for Poison, and the nade brings him down even lower to add insult to injury. Look at Flame Dogger as well, going aggressive down here at the ramp. Looking like he wanted to push on through, but actually falls on back from this position. Simple pushed into the hut as well. Like NaVi, they are playing no respect right now. And Electronic even flashing himself through this outside smoke. Now that one there, right? Like finally it gets a little overzealous. Also, it looks like Cole in that round prior, Hugo, you mentioned how Electronic's been throwing that Molotov to make the smoke miss.
Yeah.
And I think that was finally spotted by the man outside in the round prior, so they delay the outside smokes this time. They don't throw them out of spawn. And so at the very, very least, they've dodged that little Molotov trickery. And then for the first time ever, they've got this nice clean cross down through Secret with a man advantage. And they don't even have to commit yet. So a 4-on-3, 40 seconds left. Plenty of time for Cole. Some on-the-fly problem solving, and it's getting better and better by the second. As they extend this advantage all the way down to a 4-on-1.
Poison 3 AWP kills outside, right? He may have had that rough hand dealt to him in the door, but he's come back outside and done the damage. NATO follows up with a fourth, and Boomich coming in through the lobby. NATO's here. Boomich clears it, but NATO hits the shot, and Cole find a fourth T-side round, building into this game right now. And it's NATO, top of the charts, running the board up for Cole, 11-9. Config still yet to frag.
Yeah, for NATO, I mean, we're getting some flashes of what he did yesterday on Overpass, which definitely had some spark to it. Or was that the day before?
Day before, yeah.
Ah, well.
It all blend in at this point, Trace.
To an extent, yes.
Actually,
what's undeniable is the play, though, by NATO. Like, I mean, I think he dropped like 30 on Overpass, albeit it took him about 2 other maps to get started in the series. That does help Complexity stay alive. And it even treated them to a NaVi game today, so.
Technically, it probably was yesterday, Trace, because it might have been after midnight. So I think actually, you know, in a way, you were right. But who knows?
Indeed.
9-4. And Cole slowing things down. They know these are the crucial last couple of rounds, and this one is almost necessary to keep their money in order for both sides. Electronic smoking the Molotov close. Not going to do a whole lot to stop it, though. Cole are pushing the yard. Down in secret is Boomich, getting flashed, but not going for the peek. He will the second time around. He sees Blame F, doesn't know that this is only one man just yet. As Cole set up util towards A, they're going to crunch ramp once again with the bomb. Resmoke by Flamey, great timing on him. Can he hold it off, though? Config gets spammed to a smoke. He really has been getting unlucky in this game. Poison trades NATO on ramp, but it comes at a cost, 4 HP. Poor Config, man. Just smoke spammed. 0-13. And now a 3-on-4 for Cole. They could drop B, but they know that Boomich is already there due to that secret presence earlier, and Perfecto's come to join him. NaVi, the best play for Cole is this A site, as it's only Electronic hiding behind the vent.
And they will discover this. Electronic, though, he's having a great game. This is still a really, really rough spot to be in. So how much can he get away with? Whoa. One, while blind, a double for Electronic in the round. Leaves this in a 3-on-2. And Simple seems aware that someone might be close by. So he's like, Perfecto, you go in first. You give it a look. Perfecto wins out his fight. Poison left in a clutch. He's got an ace in what was a 1v3. 4 points of health, and that was the chance. Simple with a pretty, that looked like it was fast. He was looking into the site. We didn't even look like we had time to see his character model move.
I don't think it did.
Astonishingly fast.
Actually, don't think his character model moved.
Yeah, can we get a replay of that from both angles? Like,
shoots out that from the side of his head.
I'm
a turret down.
Yeah, man.
Angelina Jolie wanted stuff right there.
Yeah, dude, no, that's actually nuts. Like, I'm convinced his player model didn't move.
Oh,
that was like the thing of like aimbotters, man. I've played up against people in MM with that kind of.
This is a weird game. You get either weird blind or NaVi are crazy, right? Like, you know, with that wallbang poison orb kill that didn't look like a wallbang, simple flicking, but not actually flicking. He's back on the orb. He dropped it to play the retake there, and very fast, very ready. Back to ramp for Cole, right? They got to buy thanks to the bomb plant. NATO in through the Molotov. His team can't join him. They're late to the party, and Flamey has eaten all the birthday cake. 3 kills. 4, almost the ace, and it's Perfecto to round it out. Nice half for NaVi, 11-4 on the CT side. Let's see if they can keep things up, or Cole, will they come back? Join us after the break.
Been a while, yeah. Safe to say over a year. Still it feels like I saw you every day. Tired of hanging around the ones that always need an explanation. I don't need to every day. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could never be. Build me up, these my peace. Figured out but all the parts that maybe used to feel like I belonged to a certain place or a town. Feeling safe, feeling sound when I'm still around. But there's something in the distance. I wanna know what it's like. Don't worry, I'm still with you all the time. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could never be. Build me up, these my peace. Figured out but all the parts that maybe. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could never be. Build me up, these my peace. Figured out but all the parts that maybe.
Take a little bit of a look here into the NaVi side of things. You're going to note an empty desk there all the way to the left. But fear not, NaVi are certainly in the server. And is 5. Simple. You know what Simple does? And Natus has tried his hardest to put a stop to every plan that he's had, but that's just not how it works out every time now, is it? This is Complexity taking on Natus Vincere in the playoffs of the ESL Pro League Season 12. And for both of these teams, this is just one of the notches you have to take on your way to the grand finals, that is. Speaking of notches, Complexity that are down just a bit. And when I say that, I'm talking about not a great time over there for Config.
Yeah, Config 0-14 at the half. Really not the strongest start. And NaVi are bringing everything to the table. Electronics showing up in a big way. And his flash, boom, it's shot. Will find that opening kill. Poison fighting back. Glocks v USP, but Poison is trapped right now. And Simple's keeping him contained, keeping him stuck on the top. Boomich will climb up, and Simple does finish the job. This is getting from bad to worse. And NATO, the Simple counter. Can he continue to do so? No. The P250 bites back, and it's all on Rush. He does flick back. Electronic gone outside as well, stuck with the bomb. If Rush could rush him down, he could have control of the package. He knows where his second man is. Flamey is the unknown quantity coming out from the ramp side. Rush still trying to find one-on-ones. Perfecto stuck in the open. Rush has got him as well. There's a world, there's a chance, and Rush is doing the dance. He's got them all.
Gets it done. Good stuff from Rush there, and Complexity needed that round probably just about more than anything at this point. Fig up to 0-15, but Rush picking up some of this slack. That's a clean shot on the Flamey.
Yeah, and his first onto Simple as well. Like that flick coming out of main. He knows he's got isolated one-on-ones. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't get traded, and does a great job of picking his battles. Config showing some positivity despite his score, and Complexity know that this one is not over. They can definitely pull things back here on this CT side. It's not going to be easy, though. Nice nades outside does drop Simple first. It's only eco for NaVi, though. Haven't forced round this previous. Ooh. Oh, as Electronic lines up the shot, Poison stands up from his crouch position, putting his head out of the way, keeping him in this yard.
In my mind, that's a little bit what Christmas morning looks like. Player just kind of standing there. There's Config. He's on the board.
Nice.
Nice.
Better late than never. And if that could, you know, if he suddenly comes alive in the second half, if he can find his form again, that could be Cole getting back in control.
but still a long way to go at 11-5. The game has not been kind to them thus far. Well,
He
hell.
went a second earlier. Flamey would have had his back turned.
It's just that game of Counter-Strike, just a game of timings, you know? It's just...
Uh-oh. Nato hitting his timing, turning around as he got flanked from yard to hell to ramp to lobby. The old rapperoo.
The biggest rap.
14 seconds. Flamey's going to die after time, or just not die at all and save his Deeg and not get a gun for the next round. That is oof.
Hugo, let's begin to talk a little bit about what goes inside of a good rap. And I don't mean lyrically speaking. I'm not entirely sure what you're doing here, Flamey, you wild man. That was a bit interesting, but...
Traded after time.
All right.
I like that call from Cole. We'll get back to the rap stuff, but like...
Talk about like food, man, like actual raps, like, you know.
Oh, dude, I can weigh in heavily on
Okay,
this.
please, yeah.
Bit of a foodie.
You get some chili in there. You get mac in the wrap as well.
Mac and cheese.
Oh my, get him.
Wow, dude.
What is this?
Mac has taken it to like a new level. How are we meant to keep up with this? The fan cams can't be looking better than the show.
Australian ping, by the way.
Yeah. No, but Trace, here's what you do. You get a bit of chili in a wrap. You get a bit of onion in there, but a bit of like salady stuff. You get some like paprika. You get some halloumi. You put that in a wrap.
Paprika.
Yeah, paprika. And oh my God, man, let me tell you now.
That's it.
That's, well, yeah.
No chicken, no bacon,
No.
no ranch,
No.
no cheese.
Well, halloumi is cheap.
Well, yeah, halloumi, but I don't know. Halloumi's kind of like a delicacy almost to me. It's just like so good.
It is so good.
Like fried halloumi shouldn't even be, you know.
I don't think it should be legal. I think it should be outlawed, man.
Somebody needs to investigate that. We need to get somebody on that.
Poison on a pistol into a gun round for NaVi. Is that purposeful? If so, that's a big risk. It's not even like a Deeg, right? It's not even
No, I
Harry
think he's
through.
I think he's really misread this one, hasn't he?
The only way he could have like read this, unless it's purpose, right? The only way he could have read this is like, oh yeah, they're probably eco because Flamey lost his money. But like, no, NaVi are going to buy around that regardless. Put Flamey on a deagle, get guns out in the third. They ecoed the second. Maybe there was some expectation that NaVi forced in that previous round. I don't really know.
Well, don't worry, because let me tell you, nice guy Nato just traded the P250 to Poison, so now he at least has a fighting chance.
Oh, that's not bad.
Gonna be a bit of a ramp take here for some of NaVi as they set up this side of the map early. Nato gets that info, and he does have P2 Poison over in the corner to help him out if needed. And believe me when I say Poison is looking like he is going to be needed here. P250 not going to get away with a kill, so it falls to Nato, who's only good for 1.5.
Yeah, and he's a giant. He's a monster. You have to ask yourself, how is that possible? That's insane. It's almost robotic-ish. He's butchering them. Those are the ones just off the top of my head.
Yeah, content.
Shout out to Cool Swimmer Guy. The ultimate player he is.
Yeah, NaVi are throwing frisbees and they're hitting Cole in the face.
I think that's how that sport's played.
I wouldn't know.
Wow, man. These guys, they're shooting faster than the others. They're
And
ahead.
They're ahead.
They won. Wow.
Wow. Nothing about a backstroke on this one.
This is where we need that wet Tech 9 sound.
Oh, don't love it. Don't love
Everything.
it. Well, let's never ask for that ever again. But look, you want to get nice and wet. Here we are underneath Nuke, swimming around in this probably very toxic water.
Very toxic.
Wouldn't recommend that.
I imagine nice and warm feeling, but I doubt it's all just heat you're feeling there.
Is this pool heated?
Oh, this is relaxed. Oh my God. Well,
Okay, right. Who's taking the hit then? What's happening here? All right, Nato's on an SMG. So is Rush. Poison has got a gun this time. He did remember. It's not an AWP though. They needed to win that round for him to have it. So NaVi want the A site, positioned in lobby. Cole, they won a couple of rounds at the start of this half, but NaVi have instantly responded with one of their own. Waiting on the ramp side is Nato with smoke ready. See Xantares do this a lot. See a lot of players be caught out by playing pixel gaps nowadays to use for information, as many teams expect that. See that in secret a lot, done by Boomich and co. But right now, it's just NaVi holding default. They're going to go late outside. Flame, not really with a gun for the job, right? Famas, but he's actually in secret. He's not crossed in the garage, so playing a closer position. Nato's boosted up on ramp. That allows Poison to rotate off. And actually, NaVi, they're coming back. They've sent the outside smokes in. They've put one player behind them. Flame is playing above the rating on a one-way, but he's going to get the info that, okay, it's not actually outside. It's not commitment. As I say, that flashed off, conceding information. NaVi grouping in lobby and hitting ramp.
Nato boosted with the UMP, and Poison rotates in as well, but it's all a little ruse, and that's actually a very, very good ruse for NaVi to have pulled in, because it means now that this player that was in heaven is no longer here. And so Cole realized that this is a bit of misdirection, and they aggress in through the lobby. They are going to be wrapping around very, very close as Nato is able to deal with Simple yet again. Moving into the site, though, Electronic is there to trade, and now that bomb plant can come in. They spot Poison as well on the wrap round. Blame over in main. Oh, that's nice. All right, all right. Now down to the 2-on-2, and maybe a fighting chance after all. Boomich knows that Blame was here thanks to that nade, so it's going to fall to Poison, who's on for 3, and that's what he's going to need. God. He'll deliver. Defuse found for Complexity as Poison buys up a rifle, and you immediately see why that is the golden move.
How about that? That was wild. Poison with a little bit of the pre-fire there proves to prevail. Complexity, well, they stay alive.
You know, I actually really like that round for NaVi, like the idea, but it actually comes back to haunt them, right? If it gets Poison out into ramp when they fake it out, going for a lot of noise and lobby towards radio, Cole rotate in, and then it's the double flank, right? NaVi weren't ready for that second player. And even if they were, Poison just obliterates. Drop the AWP now by Rush. We got that in play nice and early in this CT side. NaVi, their money has yet to be really built up. Back-to-back rounds and then trading for Cole. Electronic crossing back, won't commit to secret. Again, a utility being lined up for NaVi. Got a player towards main 2. Can split this top side by the looks of things, but NaVi have been a little bit tricky in these T rounds with, you know, even faking us out. Showing the bomb elsewhere, making noise and then doubling back. Smokes into that A bomb site. Flame's not going to get pushed out of his position, though. A very good one right now to deal with a hut play. Poison, oh, the molly does land, but he can see Yard. He knows that it's clear.
Well, cock-a-doodle-doo, Harry. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Well, that's an alarm I've accidentally set just going off at 6 p.m. So you know what my lifestyle is like. Blame F over here on the rafters. And he's also setting an alarming precedent. Taking down 2. Almost the lineup for Nato. No. Missed shot. Oh, the no open now. Config having a trade. Nato didn't sell his soul to the devil to make those no-scopes accurate, and so it's going to fall to the 1v1. Simple versus Config. And my, oh my, Config hiding down in the vent. Waiting. Simple. Oh, you can feel the tension. Now, the fact that Simple has hunted this for so long is going to leave him in a spot where he needs this plant. And that is going to give Config the window of opportunity to go up these vents and get himself back into the site. Simple thinks he's pushed into the lobby, but now starts to consider this door play. Config is already wider than it, however, so Simple's going to have to flick, and he just looks up to heaven. Config, all right, he's had a quiet, very, very quiet first half of play.
Yeah, you might as well rile him up then. If you can't beat him verbally.
Yeah.
it's not often that someone can make Simple, like, not doubt himself, but give Simple the wrong read, right? You could see how convinced Simple was that the config had gone back into the door, because that was, you know, the safe play, right? Go inside of the lobby, you have two positions to come from, it's a 50-50, but config takes the risk of going down the vent and, you know, potentially being caught on a ladder or having to make noise. It's a hard spot to rotate up from. But Simple caught during plant, and config comes in with a clutch. Cole, no, there's still legs on this game yet, Harry.
Yeah, and I'm inclined to agree. And, you know, config might have had a slow start, but he's having a better day than I am. I just found out that alarms auto set to every day on my phone, so that's pretty interesting.
Well, you know, you normally wake up around the ripe hour of 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So. And you're a little nocturnal like Harry.
Cole threw the molly that Electronic was throwing in the first half on main roof, right? Trying to use it to counter NaVi, but NaVi threw the same smokes, but they use different lineups, so it actually doesn't bounce off main roof and therefore avoids that utility. Worth noting, Cole, they may think they have NaVi's number, but no, they're on a fax machine right now.
Ah, yes. The fax machine. Well, NATO here with the paper shredder, ready to try and churn up these fellas as they look to move on in. Oh, NATO, pushing forward. He just sticks around there, maybe gets away with a bit more. Flamey wins out that head-to-head, and it's already looking like a save for Cole. They're already not interested in this lower site, and I can't say I blame them. NaVi have got full control. There's been no contest in terms of Cole on the other side, and so this will just have to be a save, and it's not a save that you're happy about calling. But as you say, you know, if they want to long this game out, if they want it to go the distance and they want to recover, they're going to have to be smart with the money, and that all starts in rounds like this.
Save call pretty early on. And that was just about all Complexity had to work with right there. They're going to take what weaponry they had into this next round, and the rounds they're working with starting to slip away. 13 up for NaVi, just 3 away from that coveted 16 necessary to pick up a map.
NaVi yet to field back-to-back rounds in this T side. Keep that in mind. That's why the money is consistently shaky. That's why Simple has yet to have the AWP, but they want to go fast inside of the A side. Boomish is so blind, and Rush gets a free kill there. Turning around, though, is his demise as Perfecto comes out late. Conflict with the spray, and Simple is here to stay with another 3-on-3. A is NaVi, sort of, but they're getting flanked fast. NATO coming in from the ramp side. Flamey finding the pick on up, and Poison gone with the AWP, and now it's up to a 2-on-3 for Cole.
Gone with the Op, one of my favorite childhood movies and books.
Oh, but NATO's got to do his fair share of reading here, and walking into that double setup over at the door is not what he wanted. Flame left to likely save here. As sad as that is to say, and it's not like in the round prior where they go for the save with like a clear goal behind it, right? Where you can at least look to purchase. That's not the case anymore for Cole. Flame is still moving in, you know, giving this a bit of a look in, and maybe if he deals with Flamey, we see him attempt it. So, yeah, gets that kill, gets out of there. Now that that element of surprise is gone, NaVi are actually hunting him down. It's Simple, takes the AK away, or the M4 rather. My goodness. All right. So 42 kills on Electronic and Simple. Standard than a C here. As NaVi, they've come into today firing on all cylinders.
Beanbags in the back. NaVi keeping it comfy, and this could be a comfortable win for them right now. Cole are ecoing to play for OT with a 7-round disadvantage upon that round being won by NaVi. So Not an easy spot, but definitely the right call here, right? This force buy would have been weak. Going fast out A again for NaVi, this time through the door. The Molly pushes config back, but he's still got a fighting chance, not for long. Util is good for NaVi. This shot's not perfect as Perfecto gets overwhelmed by one. The bomb plant for NaVi, this should just be their round, right? Pistols on the other side, no way to retrieve any guns yet.
If you're Complexity, though, you're a little hopeful. I mean, look at all the kills. And look, we're still kind of in the round, but kind of is still a long way. You don't want to just see NaVi go up to 15 if you're on the Cole side.
Sadly, you might not have much of a say in the matter, especially not with Simple putting up another double kill in this round. Blame, well, he is good for that. Surely not another one, as Simple is here to get the better of him.
Fake flash. NaVi rubbing it right back in.
Yeah.
As Config did
Hey,
the other
Config,
round.
remember when you shot our bodies and then have had one kill since then? Yeah, we do as well.
Yeah, another nice round for NaVi. Again, like not much on the other side. Cole were waiting for this chance, this round to do something on the CT side. They've had a bit of a fighting chance in the early stage of the half, but now back-to-back rounds, 3 of them for NaVi. It's going to make things very difficult. Warp on Poison has looked damn good, but I mean, any gun that he's wielded. Config needs to watch out for the smoke spam, does avoid it. Rush back in rafters, NATO solo ramp with the Molotov ready. NaVi are keeping an eye on it. Again, just playing slow, starting off with a default. Might even go back to these late yard smokes that we've been seeing time after time. Blame is outside to try and stop things. So Poison drawing the attention on the AWP. That makes Blame even more valuable. Wide smokes again for NaVi. Usually this follows with one in the garage, so Poison should get smoked off here. That's going to put Blame out in a bit of a hard spot to deal with, especially with no one here to flash him out. He's already shown his position, does get a dink. Poison pops one before the smoke blooms, and actually NaVi double back. They go, we want nothing to do with it. And even with that molly down, no one capitalizing on it. Blame will stand strong outside. Poison's even left this position to assist on ramp. And NaVi, only one smoke left in this round, but they're going to throw it back in the yard. That's like is coming in through rafters, right? I don't know that lineup. It could be a main smoke through rafters instead. We'll see. And yeah, there it is.
Well, Simple to open up. Cole, this is their chance to hold on. And Simple dropped, dealt with by Rush on the rafters. He does drop down and realizes that he has another shot whiz on by from the door. Flamey dropping B and Perfecto in here at ramp. But I tell you what, for someone at 6 points of health, Perfecto's done a really good... Oh, no. Oh, dear. NATO was hidden here the entire time. The Goblin Boy of Complexity rises to the occasion once again. As they put a round on the board, they deny that victory to NaVi. That's really nice from NATO. They fake plant it once to begin with, right? NATO doesn't take the bait the first time around. Then, not wanting to plant for decon because he can hear the players rapping vents, Flamey tries to plant for ramp, which is where Perfecto is. And it's like, in theory, that seems great. No one peeked when I fake planted from dark either. And then it's like, yeah, I got this. No, you don't. NATO's there. And he snatches that round away.
Still a buy for NaVi though, right? They've got 6 chances to get this over the line, to get this done and dusted on Cole's map pick. With Train following up, this could be NaVi running the board in this series. Simple's on the York, Perfecto on the tech. NaVi don't have much utility. They can't get rid of Blame or molly him in this position. And so Simple, while he's crossing outside, has to be aware at any point Blame could peek in through lower. Main smoke down, but that doesn't solve the heaven problem, and Poison is looking onwards from that position. Ramp crunch. Will that pull Poison back to at least give the room outside for the majority of NaVi to take control? Blame is going to move up, and he spots 2. Simple tag. Blame gets away with his life. He doesn't commit to that one as Poison and Config open up with 2 for Config. He has come alive in the CT side. Is that going to be enough to save Cole? Maybe in this round, as the pistol is found. Oh, ooh, okay. Not the best grenade. I'll say that.
And Poison gets the kill. Man, let's just give a little moment of silence to Rush there, who really tried to go and throw everything at them. And in the end, ended up doing only damage to himself in that round there.
Happens more often than you know, Harry.
I mean, Trace, man, it wouldn't surprise me if you taught Rush everything he knows with those kind of nade lineups.
Nope.
Just gonna have to be the save for Flamey. Saving Flamey, man. 10 for Cole, though.
Okay.
Starting to make this a bit more interesting. It's a sad fact that they've waited till it gets to 15 for NaVi, but, you know, we've seen that NaVi have had their fair share of problems when it comes to closing out games in a very timely fashion. Even thinking back to the other day, to that Mouse Sports game, right, where Mouse, they almost were able to pull back that scoreline from a way less one-sided, from a way more one-sided affair.
Yeah, they were 12-3 down, and they made that game very interesting. Sorry, 13-2 down, I think is the correct number. So even worse, and that game went to 29 rounds. NaVi did do it in the end, though, and that's what matters. They're looking to win this, no matter the cost. Flamey with the gun, everyone else eco.
Just one round separating NaVi from picking up this first map. The pickup complexity, mind you. If you're Cole, you can't really account for a slow start for config or whatever. That just doesn't feel good. NaVi have looked dominant until these last few rounds, these latter rounds.
They've been trading. That's the difference, right? On NaVi's CT side, they found a massive streak in that first half. 8 rounds in a row in the middle of things. Cole are going to have to replicate something similar. Fast outside, Flamey playing trade game, and he does do that, at least Poison gone. Second player behind the garage, though. Blame F yet to be spotting. Flamey reads it. Wonderful stuff. Config kills Simple through a main smoke, and if Flamey can find a third, he can make this round winnable. He's done it. Oh, dear. The gun dropped, though. This one will be retrieved by Cole in a 2-on-2. A site controlled by Rush, who drops in from the heaven. And NaVi, they want to bleed this round for everything they can get. They know that a lot of positions are left open, and so Electronic does run down towards B for the plant, but only a Glock.
Should get the plant too, no problem.
Oh, Perfecto needs this, and he's going to get it. Oh, dear. Surely this isn't how NaVi end up winning this map. Nato left in a 1v2, up against one Glock and an AK. Nato Sapphics, if there ever was a time to step on up, it's surely got to be now. Breaks the glass, tries to give the illusion that he's gone in towards the double doors, but then